Tonight, I'd like to thank Mr. Alessio Basuti of FCC Fight Promotions, Mr. Bricko Santid and Mr. Supernat Chanram of Highland Boxing Promotions, bringing to you tonight FCC 11, 8 bouts, undercards and 2 title events. Your ABF officials today, Mr. Tanat Saraban, the inspector, Mr. Carlos Costa, your supervisor, Mr. Warworth Donkau, Mr. Chris Sanyadek, Mr. Chulatan Tarachachat, Madam Sangmani, Dr. Bidorzok Bupacha, and we also welcome the Vice President of the WBO, Mr. Leon Ponancillo. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time to start the show with the Muay Mai team presenting the Muay Pai Puppets. Give them a big hand, don't be shy.
Muay Thai is the most dangerous bare-handed martial art with the use of body parts as weapons, called Nawa Awut, or the 9 weapons. That is 2 fists, 2 elbows, 2 knees, 2 feet and 1 head. Wai Kru and Kun Prom are performed at the beginning to pay respect to the teachers or the masters who have imparted knowledge to them, and to warm up their bodies at the same time.
泰拳堪称是最危险的侧手格斗艺术，在格斗中，拳手以自己身体的各个部分作为武器，也称为9种武器，分别是2拳、2肘、2膝、2脚、1头、半身运动。
Ladies and gentlemen, what an absolutely incredible, fantastic performance. The Muay Thai team. Let's have a big hand for them, folks. That was incredible, ladies and gentlemen. What a fantastic event to start the show. We're going on now to the boxing, folks, and we start with the Pocket Rockets. Please welcome into the blue corner from Sorsilak, from Panantani. She's somewhere coming between the dressing room end of the ring, folks, so somewhere. Is our red corner ready? Maybe we can bring her in first. If she is, let's welcome into the red corner, please, from Bangkok. Watch her up on Highland Gym. Once again into the red corner, please. Watch Apparent Highland Gym.
Bells clang, shadow box in the mirror. Dreams of the belt, vision getting clearer. Sweat hits the mat, grind never ends. Highland hustlers destined to transcend. Punching at the bag, gloves stained with fight. Round after round, battle shining bright. Footwork fierce, got the moves to evade. Knuckles full of fury, every debt repaid. Highland grind, where champions are
Ladies and gentlemen, as I said, it's the Pocket Rockets. This is an atomweight title bout with 4 by 2 minute rounds with a weight limit of 46.2 kilos. First cutting out of the blue corner, where she weighed in at 45.9 kilos, 149 centimeters in height, 23 years of age. She hails from Pattaya, where she trained at Simananasok Boxing. With a fight record, 10 fights, 5 wins, 5 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand, please, for Thor Silalak. Her opponent in this atomweight contest weighed in at 46 kg, 149 centimeters in height, 27 years of age. She's from Bangkok, Thailand. She's trained there at Highland Boxing Gym. A fight record, 12 fights, 11 wins, 1 loss. Your referee for this one, ladies and gentlemen, is Mr. Chris Sanyadek. Let's have a big hand, please. Come on, ladies. No scratching, kiss some leather.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we are back for FCC Thailand International Boxing Promotion, also brought to you by Highland Boxing Promotion. We have 9 fights in total for you this evening. Thank you everyone for joining in. So, to start things off, we have an atomweight fight scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds. Watch your fan, Highland Gym from Thailand. As you can see, wearing the red also from time wearing the full blue, so 102 pounds, scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds. Here we have, folks, round number 1. Start the action off for this evening, live in Pattaya, Thailand. Watch here upon the more experienced of the two, and already starting off very fast with a big crisp 1-2 upstairs. But as I was saying before, watch here upon with the more experience in the winning category, but Lompon has actually got the same amount of fights as well. It's just watch here upon has got more wins. That's the only difference here. So you will see a different level in skill here. Now, you can hold, both fighters are just holding central ring right now, looking very calm. In 4-round fights, you tend to want to start a little bit faster because you can't really take any time off, but both fighters get involved in a big scramble there, and then we see a left hand upstairs. And we already see blood leaking from Wachirupon's nose. So definitely that jab is getting through from them flurries. Landed by Lumpon. Lumpon now, you can see she's got that Muay Thai background as well with that wide elbow, stands very light on that back foot as well. Even when she was coming out with her entrance, you could see she threw the 1-2, was about to throw a kick upstairs as well. So you can see that Muay Thai background definitely playing a role right now. But Wachirupan doing a great job so far of just staying relaxed, using a head movement beautifully. But Lumpon, definitely the taller of the two, definitely got some power as well. And all she needs to do is keep those punches firing. But the referee might give him a little bit of a warning here to actually start throwing some. And here we see it. Referee is asking him to start throwing more shots as well. And again, this is the first round of the evening, so you can understand that both fighters are a little bit cold, still trying to warm up to the atmosphere that is going on right now, but you can see the activity. Warachon jumps in with a 1-2, tangles herself up once again, and Lumpon doing a great job of tangling her up as soon as she gets in close. Final seconds of round number 1. So as you can see on our counter, there is just a little bit of an error there, but that will be corrected very, very soon. Let's go to some action replays here. So you can see in that round, I mean, it started off fairly even to an extent. Both fighters getting down, both fighters landing big combinations, but you know, what Wachirupan was landing the crystal shot, she looked a little bit sharp, she looked like she was more focused on what was going on in front of her. Lumpon, very relaxed, but you know, typical Muay Thai actually. The first one, even up to the first 3 rounds, it tends to take a little bit of time to get the gist of things. You'll see the Muay Thai fight, 5-round fight. The first 2 rounds, there isn't very much going on, but wow, we actually downloading information. So that's what we were seeing just there. 2 fighters downloading some information and waiting to go into the action very soon. For second round, into the action for round number 2, scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds. And here we are, folks. Thailand taking on Thailand. So Wachirupan in the red and Lumpon in the blue. Big start there for Wachirupan, just really pushing the pace now. And she's got Lumpon in the exact same position she had her in the first round. Just that side of the ring, she looks very comfortable in, and it's because she can walk her onto her right hand. So as soon as she flicks that jab, she knows Lumpon's going to walk into that right hand. So that's what we're seeing right now. Both fighters holding central ring. Right hand attempted upstairs by Wachirupan. Wachirupan still with that boxing. You can see the difference in styles here. Big flurries being thrown upstairs there. And the difference in styles is, you know, Lumpon is the taller, lengthier fighter. She knows how to really use her reach, and she's also trying to wrap up Wachirupan as soon as she gets in close. And that is that Muay Thai background, using the clinch to her advantage. But Wachirupan laser focused right now, still trying to find these openings and just trying to see what works for her in these opening rounds. You can see she's got the power, the aggression, and the focus level is very, very different. The head movement, the bobbing and weaving of Wachirupan is very beautiful. And there we see it again. Both fighters get involved in a scramble. But again, neither fighter landing clean shots on one another. So they're just flailing their arms out right now, still trying to find their timing. Fence being used there. Right hand comes over the top there by Lumpon, misses the target. Wachirupan starts to move forward. The referee giving Wachirupan a warning to keep her head up as well. I want to say a warning, more of just a guidance thing. She isn't necessarily going to lose a point for that quick warning. That big 1-2 upstairs against the ropes here. And Lumpon keeps moving back. I would like to see Lumpon really meet Wachirupan in the middle rather than just constantly moving back and taking the power out of her punches. I'd like to see her step in a little bit more. She's got the power and the reach. She doesn't need to keep running backwards either. Final moments of round number 2. And there is the bell for the end of round number 2, folks. Thank you everyone for joining us so far for the first fight of this evening. FCC Thailand International Boxing Promotions, also brought to you by Thailand Boxing Promotions. It's a little bit more of an active round after the referee has a warning after the first round. Again, we've got Thailand taking on Thailand. Wachirupan has a record of 11 wins and only 1 loss. 12 fights and only losing 1 is absolutely fantastic. Lumpon 10 fights, she's won 5, lost 5. To win 5 in general is already a difficult task, and those 5 fights that she didn't win is experience as well. So both fighters have a very, very similar record in terms of how many fights they fought. And here we are, round number 3. Again, this fight scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds. Referee giving him a bit of a warning. I can assume that is an action warning to give a little bit more activity. Now, in Muay Thai, this will happen often if anyone's backing up. But in Western boxing, you know, as long as you're proving that you've got head movement, you're still trying to attack, the referee tends to let you off a little bit more in comparison to Muay Thai. It's an interesting concept. The first few rounds of Muay Thai, they accept you're going to take a little bit of time off. But in Western boxing, you can't visibly be taking time off. You've got to push the pace. 4-round fights, you know, you can't give up any rounds. Both fighters going for it in the center of the ring. Landing heavy shots, and that nose looks like it's completely under control now with Watchirapon. So that blood trickled out ever so slightly. Big left hook upstairs, followed up by a jab. So Lompon still getting hit quite often here by Watchirapon. I'd like to see Watchirapon really believe in some of those body shots though, like really dig downstairs with those jabs and come upstairs with that overhand right. You know, we know with Watchirapon, she knows how to survive, she knows how to last in there. You know, 11 wins. She's a very tough competitor, and I think the thing she's struggling here most with is the height difference. Lompon is so much taller and so much lengthier. People don't realize that you're often told just getting close to a taller fighter, but it's so hard to do when someone's constantly throwing a jab at you or a right hand. Even if the shots don't look powerful, it's almost just like a wasp that's constantly buzzing around. You know the likelihood of being stung is unlikely, but you're still fearful of the buzzing, and that's exactly what we're seeing right now. Lompon is just acting like a wasp, just constantly being a frustrator for Watchirapon. But I still think Watchirapon has landed the nice, cleaner shots, but Lompon has really returned with some good ones of her own as well. Scramble in the center of the ring. Referee looking ready to nearly break this one up. Final seconds of round number 3. And that is the clapper there. 10 seconds to go. Big 1-2 upstairs landed. And both fighters going for it. Starting to land some heavier shots in round number 3. And it looks like we're going into round number 4 very soon. Back. Both fighters. Definitely an active round. Definitely that warning from the referee for the good job. You know, like I was saying earlier, 4-round fight, do not take time off. What I mean by that is in a 10-round fight, 4-round fight, even 8-round ones, you can usually give up the first and second round to feel out your opponent, get the time without really taking much damage. But 4-round action, you give up 1 or 2 rounds, and 50% of the fight gone, you're fighting for a draw rather than a win. So you've got to just push the pace and edge out the round. You know, the classic Sugar Ray Leonard was start strong, land the combination in the middle of the fight, and then finish strong. In between, you would just float around and guide yourself through the fight. So kind of what you've got to do, you've got to coach yourself to victory and be live when you get all the correct moments. So here we are, 4th and final round. What's here upon Highland Gym in the red. Final round. Lompon saw Sia Look from Thailand also in the blue. So here we are, fast start here from Watchirapon, really coming out fast with these big shots upstairs. The determination in Watchirapon's face as well, very evident, but a lot of reddening on the forearms. So she's been really taking a lot of shots to the arms here, you can see, but big right hand upstairs landed by Lompon. Lompon returns of a right hand of her own as well. Watchirapon pushing the pace now, parrying that jab as it comes forward. But again, Lompon keeps digging down with that big right hand. She's doing a great job. And again, a crisp right hand, and Watchirapon letting her know that it is landing on her. You're giving too much away possibly from the judges. You can see Lompon starting to march forward, starting to come alive with the jab. Watchirapon now on the back foot. And this is exactly what Lompon needs to do. She needs to push forward. She needs to keep the pace up. We're in the final moments of round number 4, and this to me is a very even fight. Although I've seen Watchirapon land some very crisp punches, and she's the aggressor. Lompon's landed some very nice shots upstairs as well. The difference I would say here is Thai judges tend to favor the aggressor. They tend to favor the forward fighter. They like to see someone marching forward and taking the fight. So even a lump punch is landed a beautiful counter shot there. I do know that the Thai judges tend to favor the style of Wat Chirapon here. So to me, this round so far should be going to lump on with just the cleaner, crisper punches. But again, I know how it's beautiful 1-2 down the pipe as well, right on the nose of Wat Chirapon. And this great hand got through as well. Lumpon smiles at her opponent, jab upstairs once again. And you just can't argue that this round's got to go to Lumpon. Those punches landed were just so evident. But again, all you've got to push the pace. You've got to take chances. To me, I mean, look, you can really flip a coin on that fight because you had the aggressor, which is Wat Chirapon. The first round I gave to Wat Chirapon. Second round I edged it to Wat Chirapon as well, but that third and fourth could have gone to Lumpon. So now it depends. How did you see the first and second, or how did you see the third as well? So we might have a close fight here, but we will see very soon. The fourth round, I mean, you've got to give that one to Lumpon. So at least a round apiece for both of these. So now we see how these other two fights were scored. Thank you everyone for joining us so far. And if you are in the comment section, let us know who you think won that fight. And if you want to tell me why you think they won it, we're always listening. We like to see what people think. On my unofficial scorecard, I mean, that could be a draw, but a potential edge towards Wat Chirapon. But we're going to go to the man with a fantastic suit with the official announcement, Mr.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're on to the judges' scorecard. A unanimous decision to the red corner. Ladies and gentlemen, a big hand, please, for Wat Chirapon, Highland Gym.
There you have it, folks. The red corner, Wat Chirapon takes it. Unanimous decision, I do believe. It was probably a little bit closer on the judges' scorecard. You know, the second and third rounds were a little bit more difficult to announce. But definitely a great victory, and she goes to Lump 1. I mean, definitely not a loser in that fight. Landed some beautiful shots.
This is how it's doing. Please welcome from Pattaya, Thailand, with a fight record, 31 fights, 16 wins, 14 losses, 1 draw, 9 wins by knockout. Ladies and gentlemen, Fananak from Highland Gym. Your referee for this contest, ladies and gentlemen, Madam Porn Songmani. Ladies to the center. And remember, no scratching. Let's sign some love in the glove.
Okay, folks, here we are for the second bout of the evening, where we have again Thailand taking on Thailand. Panaluk will take on Zhao Muang Chan. Panaluk in the green shorts with the black shirt takes on Zhao Muang Chan, who is wearing the black shorts with the blue trim. Scheduled for 4 2-minute rounds. And again, like that previous fight, they've got to push forward in this one. And here we are, round number 1. Interestingly, these two fighters were having a coffee with each other earlier today. I'm pretty sure they were having a little bit of a chin wag, and now they're in the action. So friends outside the ring, but definitely not friends inside the ring. Crisp 1-2 landed upstairs for Zhao Muang Chan. Big jab getting through there by Panaluk, and you can see the size difference here as well. Panaluk, very broad in the shoulders, looks very, very strong as well. But you can see with Zhao Muang Chan, she really sits down on those shots as well. And she threw that 1-2. She really sat down in her hips and really just leveled it out. It's a beautiful jab being thrown here by Zhao Muang Chan. Big 1-2 here being landed. Panaluk just returning with a jab of her own. So jab for jab action at this moment. And a 1-2 downstairs landed by Zhao Muang Chan. Panaluk pushing forward now, getting Zhao Muang Chan towards the ropes. But Zhao Muang Chan does not look phased at all. She's eating a lot of jabs. A big jab landed again upstairs. But fighters jab for jab action once again. Beautiful uppercut gets through there for Panaluk right through the guard. And you can see a very calm fight. However, lots of jabs being exchanged, so very much different in comparison to the other fight. Calm, but a lot more action in this round in comparison to the previous fight that we just saw. But these two fighters are just a little bit heavier than the last one, 5 kilos heavier. And big right hand gets through over the top there by Panaluk. And Panaluk just keeps with the nice, calm aggression, as we would call it, and that's exactly what we're talking about. Calm jab to the body, but aggressive right hand upstairs. Beautifully timed right hand. Classic trap being set. Jab downstairs, come upstairs with a big shot. Final 10 seconds of round number 1. Big right hand gets through once again for Panaluk. And that is the end of round number 1. A second, possibly a third and fourth, but we will see. And thank you everyone for joining us here so far.
Seconds out.
And back into the action we go.
Round 2.
Round number 2 underway, scheduled for 2 minutes of action. Big 1-2 crunches upstairs for Panaluk. And that's that 1-2 she's been looking for in the first round as well. Both fighters really getting into it right now. Pushing the pace. Do not want to leave it to the judges' scorecards after that first fight. And you can see Zhao Muang Chan really doing everything she can to try and keep away the stronger Panaluk from just marching forward. I mean, if you look at the way Panaluk fights, it's almost like Antonia Margarita just kind of hunches those shoulders forward, but just keeps marching you down with those jabs and those big right hands. And again, that right hand just crunches the side of Zhao Muang Chan. And this is exactly what we were seeing. I mean, we saw it when, Antonia Margarita fought against Miguel Cotto in the first fight. He just keep marching him down, keep marching forward, keep going forward, and just starting to piece up Miguel Cotto. Now, of course, in that fight there was the controversy, but the style of Panaluk is exactly what we're seeing right now. You don't need to throw fancy shots. You just keep marching forward. You just keep throwing effective aggression as well. Earlier, I would call it the calm, aggressive style, and that's exactly what she's doing. She's just marching forward, staying very calm, not exerting too much energy, but as soon as she's in range, she's landing huge sledgehammer shots. Big 1-2 gets through once again, and the 1-2s are flying, but we see Salmon Chang falls to the canvas. The referee calls it a slip, but Salmon Chan definitely returning with artillery of her own. Final moments all of round number 2, and what a round it's been for Panaluk. Salmon Chan really doesn't have an answer right now to keep the stronger fighter, but she throws a big right hand upstairs. That definitely gets through, and another one right hand tracks right on the chin. Both fighters giving it everything they've got, and that is the end of round number 2. And although I claim that these two are friends, I mean, the way they're fighting right now, absolute devastation nation. But a great finish by Salmon Chan as well. However, Panaluk just looks like she's in a different mode right now. Got that Mexican style, just going forward, slipping the odd jab, but just really coming up to the body and the head. Just beautiful work here for the Thai fighter.
Seconds out.
And we're about to get into the next round here. Third round. Salmon Chan really needs to work out how I keep Panaluk away from her. And there we are, round number 3. Both fighters meet in the center of the ring. So Panaluk is in the green and red shorts. Salmon Chan in the black and blue shorts. And here we see it again. Panaluk just still plods forward, keeps that jab coming forward. A big swing and a miss for Salmon Chan. But the right idea, Salmon Chan has got to prove she will not allow her opponent to bully her. She's got to almost take the fight to her, but also fight on the angles as well. She knows Panaluk's coming forward. She knows she's going to keep marching. Salmon Chan has to dig down to the body with big shots and then circle her way out of it. Big right hand gets through, jab to match as well. And both fighters really coming alive, putting on a great fight for the audience here so far. And what a great second fight to start off this card at FCC Thailand. Beautiful stuff. And again, we just see that constant marching forward tactic, just closing the distance, shutting off the range of her opponent, not allowing her to get anything off. And this is where Salmon Chan is really not going to be winning this fight. She's landing some nice shots upstairs, but unless you've got the power to back it up like this. But here we see Panaluk really coming alive with some big shots upstairs. Both fighters just absolutely going for it, really trying to take each other's heads off upstairs. Back into the action they go. And you can see just both fighters trying to find those openings. Both clearly respect the power of one another. And neither fighter want to engage just for no reason. They want to have a situation where they know they're going to be in range and they can really start firing off some heavy shots. So you can see the respect level for both of these fighters, and then the respect there for Panaluk to give a smile to her opponent after taking a big shot upstairs as well. But Salmon Chan really came alive back in this round. A big 1-2's getting through here. And you can see once again the punches were flying right after the bell. But again, I don't think there was any bad intentions there. I think it was just a case of the bell went and you're still firing the shots that you want to get off. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. What a fight. What a round. And anybody watching in the back, watching this fight, realizing that these two fighters are just really laying it on the line right now, just putting it all out there, letting everyone know who they are. What a fight. That is the bell for seconds out. We're going to go into the fourth and final round. Now, although I've definitely got Panaluk up on the scorecard, Salmon Chan has got some power. She's got some combinations that are definitely working against her opponent, and she isn't scared. So round number 4 underway. Panaluk in the green and red takes on Salmon Chan in the blue and black. Thailand taking on Thailand. I mean, if you look at the records there, Panaluk got 20 professional fights with 16 wins. Sorry, 30 fights. 30 fights, 16 wins. Salmon Chan only 4 fights with 3 wins, and you can see she is definitely fighting someone who's definitely experienced as well. Is not afraid of the powerhouse that is Panaluk. Just holding central ring, both of these fighters. You know, they've only got 2 minutes to impress the judges and their opponents. There's not much time to take anything off. You've just got to really let it go. Big right hand catches Salmon Chan right on the forehead. And how is Salmon Chan standing after eating a huge shot like that? Impressive stuff, impressive. Chin's being chested. Both fighters now going for it once again. And we've witnessed this in the previous rounds. Both fighters almost just put their chins in the air and just start throwing shot after shot and wonders who's going to fall first. Neither fighter looking like they want to fall to anything at all. And this is a beautiful case of boxing. Effective aggression. It's not senseless shots. It's not senseless violence. It's straight up calculated punches being thrown right here. Absolute warfare. Great fight. And what a second fight to just get things going. Big right hand gets through. You can hear these shots absolutely slapping around the ring. Referee's got to be looking at this one carefully, because although Salmon Chan, she's throwing big shots back at her opponent, she is taking so many more shots in between. So it's almost like Salmon Chan is taking 6 shots for every 10 that Panaluk is throwing. It's just way too many shots at this point. Big right hand gets through. Wow. Most people would have fell after those shots, and that is the end of this fight. Wow. What a fight. What an absolute war. What a beautiful fight. A fight you would like to watch back and back and back. Absolute fantastic boxing. Both fighters giving it their all in the ring. Neither fighter wanted to take a back foot. Both fighters meeting in the center of the ring and just giving it big shot after big shot. Exactly what we like to see. It's not senseless violence. It's absolute effective aggression. What a fight. But on my unofficial scorecard, of course, got to go to Panaluk. Highland Gym is my guest. But anyone watching online, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, wherever you're watching from, thank you for joining us so far. Let us know who you think won that fight. I mean, I've got to give it to Panaluk Highland Gym, but wow, would I love to see these two fighters run it back? Absolutely. I would love to see a rematch regardless of the result. Just beautiful boxing, beautiful warfare. Exactly what we want to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, Judge Warwell scored at 40-36. Judge Jullerton scored at 39-37. Judge Costa scored at 40-36. Ladies and gentlemen, winner by unanimous decision from the red corner, Panaluk from Highland Gym.
There you have it, folks. Panaluk Highland Gym, definitely a worthy victory, but a few judges, very close rounds indeed. I think it was that, possibly that second round that you could have edged it with a nice finish towards the end of the round. So great stuff, great fight. Hopefully these two run it back, because I would love to see it. Thank you everyone for joining us so far. We have got a potential 10 fights this evening, 9 to 10 fights, but we have just got into fight number 2. We're going into fight number 3 very soon.
Evening, a featherweight contest, fought over 4x3 with a 57.13 limit. Please welcome into the blue corner, from China making his debut, Xinyu Wu. Contest. Please welcome into the red corner, from France, Tony Orale.
Faces clash under the neon light, bloody sweat painted the canvas tonight. Voices screaming above the roar, untamed warriors rise in the fire that flames. Global war, torn rings of thrones, flesh on fire, breaking bone. One winner under the blazing sun, fight to death till the war is won.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a featherweight contest fought over 3-minute rounds. Weight limit 57.13 kilos. Tonight, wearing black trunks with red trim, he weighed in at 57.8 kilos, 165 centimeters in height, 24 years of age, from the People's Republic of China, making his debut. Please welcome Xinyu Wu. His opponent tonight in the red corner, weighed in at 58 on the dot, 165 centimeters in height, 17 years of age, and comes from France. He's trained up in Bangkok at Highland Gym with a fight record, 1 fight, 1 win. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony Horale in the silver and blue trim. Your referee for this bout, Mr. Chulaman Tarakachat. Okay guys, let's get it on.
Here we are, third fight. I mean, those two ladies just fighting previously. Here we are with a featherweight fight, 4 3-minute rounds. France takes on Thailand. Sorry. France takes on the Republic of China. So here we are. Tony Horalai from France is in the white and blue, and Xinyu Wu from the Republic of China is in the black shorts with the red trim, making his professional debut. And here we are for round number 1. Featherweight action. Both fighters being in the center of the ring. So Tony in the white and blue, Xinyu in the black and red, and a very fast start from both of these gentlemen. And you can already see Tony with that very wide stance, the high guard with a snapping jab upstairs. The man looking like he's trying to emulate the late great Floyd Mayweather. Open guard, flicking the jab, wide stance. You lose a bit of power on the shot with the wide stance. However, you trick your opponent into believing they're closer than they actually are. So it's great range management for someone who likes to throw jabs like Tony does. Jinwoo definitely trying to find those openings, trying to get through to the man from France, Tony. Head movement to match. Shoulder roll action coming in. So you can see this man, Tony, has definitely been watching Floyd Mayweather on repeat. And he's doing a great job of trying to emulate some of those moves. Xinyu Wu marching forward, trying to find those openings. And against someone who is just trying to counterpunch you, you've got to force the counters with more feints. Beautiful left hook landed there by Xinyu. Exactly what he needs to do. He needs to feint his opponent into throwing a feint as well. Xinyu marches forward, trying to be the aggressor here. Tony likes the aggression. He's going downstairs very early. Tony looking like he's going to try and set up a big trap upstairs as well. But a lot of noise in this arena. A lot of people shouting lots of different things at their fighters. So as long as these two fighters can stay very focused on what's going on in this ring. Beautiful jab landed there by Tony. And Tony pawing away at the guard. Beautiful move indeed to just keep hitting the gloves of your opponent. It really tricks the range of him. Beautiful left hand to right hook there landed by Tony. Right hand downstairs, slapping right hand to land to the body as well. And head movement to follow for this young French fighter. Boxing absolutely beautifully so far. Lots of speed, very crisp shots. And you can see he's throwing that elbow and that forearm up as well. This man has definitely done his research. It's almost a barbed wire technique. You're not actually doing anything wrong, but if Xinyu walks onto it, it's almost on him for walking onto it. And then we see both fighters holding central ring right now. Xinyu still trying to find these openings on Tony. But Tony, again, with that wide stance, going to the body, he makes himself very difficult to hit, and he makes it very difficult for Xinyu to actually find his range on this. And Tony backing up with a nice cross step in the center of the ring as well. Definitely flashy for the crowd. Big right hand landed by Xinyu. And when a fighter smiles at you, it's a good sign that that shot definitely got through. Got to steer. And a big right hand through. Tony, the cocky swagger, to his corner. Definitely some character on this young man. Xinyu being told he needs to throw some more downward right hands, and it's probably a good technique. You know, if you look at Tony, if you try and look at the man he's trying to emulate, he's trying to emulate Floyd Mayweather. He's got that shoulder roll going. He's jabbing upstairs, and when he throws that right hand, he almost slaps it in. It's almost a shovel shot when it comes through. And the thing with Jin Yu, with it being his professional debut, the first round is the most worrisome because you don't know much about your fighter, but also you're still getting those nerves out as well. To beat a counter puncher that is slick, you either force them to throw a fake counter or you smother them. If Jin Yu's got the fitness level to smother his opponent and just stay on top of him, keep his head on the chest, that's how you beat him. Oh, with a big right hand did to Floyd Mayweather. But here we are. Round number 2 scheduled for 4. Tony from France in the white and blue. Jin Yu from China in the black and red. Fast start for both these guys. Big right hand there. The camera didn't catch it quite fully, but that was a big right hand landed by Jin Yu. And this is the size difference here. And this is what he needs to do. He needs to walk forward, but Tony doing a great job of just flicking that jab out. And you know, a lot of fighters will not throw a shot if their opponent's got a high guard. They tend to treat it almost like a force field, but it's the right thing to do is hit the guard of your opponent. You've got to break their guard where it stands. Big right hand landed there by Tony. Beautiful stuff holding that center of the ring. Right hand attempted there by Jin Yu. Definitely listen to his corner. Right hand for left hand in the center of the ring. I think the issue here as well, though, Jin Yu hasn't got the right shoes for this fight right now. The shoes he's wearing are definitely speed running shoes. They're not made for boxing. So when you try and get the power on your right hand, you're going to just be off balance ever so slightly. So Jin Yu, if you're watching this, please change your shoes for your next fight. It's better to have flat soles. You do not want a big chunky sole when you're doing some boxing. You want to have flat shoes for this. Big left hook to right hand, returned by Tony. Tony shakes his head as his opponent. And he gets that right hand through as well. Beautiful performance by both of these fighters, but Tony, absolute lovely footwork, great hand placement as well. Tony still trying to find those openings. Big right hand just misses the target, and Tony dancing his way through. Back into the action to go. 1 minute's end of this round. Big right hand gets through for Jin Yu. And that same right hand has worked over and over again. But again, the power behind that right hand is going to suffer with those types of shoes. You're just constantly off balance when you're trying to pivot as well. Left and right movement by Jin Yu, but again, Tony's got a laser jab. Beautiful right hand down to the body as well. You can see Tony trying to set something up here. Pull counter landed once again by Tony. And you see when Tony does a cross step there, when he starts to put his back foot behind, that's when Jin Yu should throw the right hand. As soon as your opponent puts his back foot behind his, that's when you throw the right hand. You've got to watch out for the cross step. Teddy Atlas talks about this all the time. Fighters get knocked out because they do the reset cross step. It's when you step backwards and take some time off. Tony now marching forward, still trying to close the gap here. And I like that Tony has taken this fight to Jin Yu, proving to him he isn't scared of that right hand. Big right hand gets through for Jin Yu once again. And the issue, I think, for Tony is he's got several people in his corner shouting different pieces of advice. Two. For a fighter is if there's too many people in the corner giving advice, you don't know who to listen to. One person should be in that corner. One person should be giving the advice to him. The rest just need to allow one person to give the advice. Jin Yu, great round for him. Landed a lot of crisp right hands, but again, Tony, more active, more accurate, taking the fight to his opponent a lot more. So to me, I've got to give that one to Tony as well. 2 rounds up for Tony on my unofficial scorecards. You know, Tony's doing a great job to stay active. I'd like to see him more on that back foot, keeping almost his back towards the ropes, just keep circling Jin Yu. Jin Yu is looking for that right hand. That's all he's looking for. If that's the only shot he's got, stay out of range and let him try and throw it. You know, Bernard Hopkins, you smother it. You can even step into that right hand and not allow Jin Yu to really get any power on it. But here we are, round number 3. Tony from France in the white and blue takes on Jin Yu from China in the black and red. Big right hand to start for both of these fighters. Jab downstairs for Tony. Tony goes upstairs with another crisp 1-2. And Jin Yu walking him down with a very high guard. Not a bad move to do. But Tony is so slick and so sharp that those jabs will work against Jin Yu. Jin Yu can't just walk forward on a straight line. He's got to come in with angles and those left hooks. Left hook down to the body landed by Jin Yu. Tony returns with a right hand of his own. Big right hand lands for Jin Yu once again. And Jin Yu starting to get that timing down, but the shoulder roll coming out again for Tony. I do think Tony's a lot more comfortable under the pressure than he's probably letting on. Jin Yu is only landing a right hand. Unless you've got power to back it up, that right hand isn't going to win you the fight. Tony just flicking those jabs out upstairs. 1-2 upstairs once again. Right hand gets through for Tony. Jin Yu again throws that right hand, and once you reveal your hand to your opponent, he's looking for it. He knows it's coming. Jin Yu has got to throw up a smoke screen. He's got to throw something different, and he skies that right hand coming. Tony is too smart, too wise. He knows that right hand is coming over. He's got to charge it up. Big right hand gets through. Both fighters in a stalemate here. Beautiful jab being landed by this young man. Big right hand gets through once again. Jin Yu throwing that right hand beautifully, but again, not really throwing it with much else, just throwing the right hand, expecting it to work and win. Tony gets underneath those shots. I'd like to see Tony just keep circling around him. I don't think Tony needs to hold the center of the ring here, but he's doing a great job of it. Nice push off with the right hand there by Tony as well. Lean back action coming in. Final minute of round number 3. The steam of Jin Yu is starting to leave his body. You can see Tony's jab is really getting up there, but every time Tony shakes his head, it's a good telltale sign that this is working. And again, that right hand gets through. Both fighters with a little bit of a macho man phase going on. Big right hand gets through, but a left hook lands for Tony. And Tony with a right hand upstairs cracks Jin Yu clean. Jin Yu asking to meet in the center of the ring, but he does not want that at all. Tony, too smart for him, too wise. He knows he does not want to meet in the center of the ring. Rear uppercut gets through. Final 10 seconds. Tony nearly walks it off. What a fight. Absolute beautiful boxing being displayed by these two. And we're going into a 4th and final round. Wow. Absolute beautiful fights. I mean, Jin Yu has got a great right hand. The issue is Jin Yu is he's told everybody in the ring, his opponent, everybody in Pattaya knows he's got that right hand. He knows he's throwing the right hand. Everybody can see it. He needs to throw up the smoke screen. And what I mean by that is disguise it with something else. Throw the jab. A classic move used by Floyd Mayweather or Andre Ward is you throw the jab to block the vision of your opponent, and then you throw that right hand over it. You've got to throw a right hand with something. Tony, on the other hand, to me, doing everything right. He's got character. His showboating is probably the only negative, but it's not a bad thing. He's a 17-year-old having a great time in that ring. As long as he doesn't get caught when showboating, Tony is boxing beautifully. Round number 4, final round. Tony from France in white and blue. Jin Yu from China in the black and red. Jab for jab action in the center ring. Big right hand gets through for Tony once again. Tony, accurate as ever, like a homing missile. Just finds his target with those jabs and right hands every time. And Jin Yu has got to realize the only chance he has to win this fight is somehow putting Tony to the canvas. I just don't see that happening. But again, I've been wrong several times. We see some crazy things here. But I think Tony is just too smart. Big right hand sends him backwards once again. Jin Yu. Big right hand gets through. Jin Yu coming forward. Both fighters tumble to the canvas. And they've got to get into the action. The referee giving them a little bit of time to recover here. But here we see Jin Yu eat a left hook to the body. Wow. Tony can brawl as well. I love the fact that Tony has just changed his caliber here. He's not allowing Jin Yu to fight the fight he wants to fight. Tony has kept Jin Yu under his spell. He's kept him where he wants him, using that jab. And what we like to call in boxing, thinning your opponent into submission. The jabs to the body, the jabs to the head have been working so well that Tony has got Jin Yu where he wants him. All Jin Yu has is a Hail Mary right hand. He's got half a round to do something spectacular, but Tony lands that big right hand upstairs as well. Jin Yu comes forward, misses a shot to the body downstairs. Rear uppercut landed for Tony once again. And Tony eats a right hand. Wow! Jin Yu finally gets that right hand through, but it's just probably not enough to win this fight. Final minute of the fourth and final round. It is now a case of how much does Jin Yu want to push forward. He's fought well. He's fought with heart. He's not once given up. He wants to brawl, but he's trying to brawl against the slickster that is Tony. The magic man Tony is just boxing so well here. I love the aggression. I love the fact Tony has now taken the fight to his opponent, which he doesn't have to do. He's just proving to everybody who wants to step in the ring with him that he can do it all. He's slick, he can brawl, he can do everything he needs to do. Great performance. Final seconds of fourth round. That is a clapper for 10 seconds. And you can see Tony just dancing around but keeping that jab going. And that is the end of this fight. I mean, I didn't think we were going to be able to top that second fight, but I'm wrong. This fight, absolute brilliant. You could even give that one to Tony as performance of the night. I mean, look, the third fight. We've got 10 scheduled. I don't want to be too premature, but the performance there by Tony to really just outlast a very, very tough fighter from China, Jin Yu, who had a laser right hand looking for Tony's chin. And look, he landed it several times over. But Tony weathered every storm, controlled the fight. Just wow, absolute brilliant boxing. 17 years young, boxing like that. Let's go to the man in the middle with the official announcement.
Ladies and gentlemen, we go to the scorecards. Judge Warrell scored at 39-37. Judge Sevedek scored at 39-37. Judge Costa scored at 39-37. A unanimous decision to the red corner from France, Tony O'Reilly. Let's all drive a big hand, please, from all the way from the People's Republic of China to Xin Yu, a great performance. Tony, could I just have a couple of words, because I'm sure some people in France are watching. Now you've got the 2 fights, 2 wins. That was a tough battle, that one, for you being a novice and the young man being a debutant.
You don't speak English. Sorry, I'm sorry, man. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Zoo. Very good, very good. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Merci, monsieur. Ladies and gentlemen, Tony O'Reilly. We're going to take a break for about 5 minutes, then we'll be back. Thank you.
Fight From Tokyo to Rio, fists explode. Send me to London, they bear the load. This ain't a game, this is life unsealed. A warrior soul, laid bare on the field. A final round, fire blazes in their eyes. Echo of dreams under smoke-filled skies. One champion crown, one goes down in dust. Fight for honor, fight for ironclad trust.
We continue on now with the middleweight contest. Please welcome into the blue corner from Myanmar, Win Tun Oo.
Inside the ring, shadows fall. Two fighters stand silent, call. Sweat and blood, the bell.
by 3-minute round with a weight limit of 72.57 kilos. Tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, where he's wearing black trunks with white trim. He weighed in at 75 kilos, 166 centimeters in height, 32 years of age. He hails from Myanmar, but he fights out of Chiang Mai in the Win stable. Ladies and gentlemen, with a fight record, 3 fights, 3 losses, please welcome Win Tun Oo. His opponent this evening, out of the red corner, wearing red with white trim, weighed in at 72.5 kilos, 168 centimeters in height, 22 years of age, and comes from France, like his brother. Trains here in Bangkok at Highland Gym with 1 fight, 1 win, that win by KO. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Horale. Your third man in the ring for this episode is Mr. Chris Sanyadek. Okay, boys, let's get it on.
And we are back to the fight of this evening, where we will have France taking on Myanmar. Anthony Hoyle from France, representing Highland Gym in the red shorts with the white trim, takes on Win Tun Oo from Myanmar, who is sporting the black shorts. And he's also got the classic Muay Thai strap around his arm. Here we are, round number 1 underway. Big right hand there being attempted by Win Tun Oo. And Anthony looks very calm in there. And you can see Win Tun Oo just marches forward, but eats a right hand from Anthony. What a fast start from both of these fighters. Win Tun Oo just coming forward like a bulldog, just marching forward and trying to take everything out in his path. But Anthony Hoyle just looks very calm, although he's got a man charging at him with big crunching right hands. And again, he comes forward with a big right hand. So Win Tun Oo with just the one style here, just treating Anthony like he's a nail in some wood and he needs to hammer him into it. However, Win Tun Oo has got to really find the target. And you can see Anthony really just being very relaxed in a situation like this. The referee calling it a slip. And I'd like to see Anthony just turn this into a check hook. And if you don't know what the check hook is when your opponent marches towards you, you throw a lead hook and let them fall off balance. But you can see Anthony right now throwing him to the canvas. Win Tun Oo just trying to put his opponent away with big clobbering right hands upstairs. Big 1-2 down the middle here, landed by Anthony with a crunching left hand. And again, he steps back with that left hand. Anthony should really just, instead of trying to slap around with these hooks, he should just throw a lead hook as he's done. But he's coming forward now, some big combinations. Win Tun Oo to the canvas. Win Tun Oo eats an uppercut, but gets right back to his feet. Halfway through round number 1 already. Win Tun Oo throws his arms in the air, wants to carry on. Back into the action they go. Big left hand getting through right now. And Anthony standing his ground, exactly what he needs to do. Win Tun Oo falls to the canvas. The referee calls that knockdown. I mean, I think the referee has seen enough here. I think he realizes that Win Tun Oo is just a little bit out of his depth. And that is the end of this fight. The man from France, Mr. Anthony Hoyle, has done it, folks, in the first round. Spectacular fashion. I mean,
ladies and gentlemen, the referee has done what he's supposed to. Look after the boxer's health.
He had to be very, very careful there. Win Tun Oo came out firing. Win Tun Oo tried his best to knock Anthony's block off. Anthony stayed cool, calm, and collected. Waited for Win Tun Oo to start gassing, start punching himself out. And as soon as he did, he just crunched him with 2 knockdowns, put him to the canvas, and that is all she wrote.
TKO with 2.2 seconds is the red corner. A big hand, please, for Anthony Horale. Anthony, just before you go away, your brother was in earlier, and now you. 2 brothers, this is your second fight. Second win, and again, once by KO, TKO. You can speak in French for the people who are watching today.
C'est l'entraînement. C'est l'entraînement.
Merci, monsieur. Ladies and gentlemen, Anthony Harale. Ladies and gentlemen, we go on to the next bout, a super middleweight contest. Please welcome into the blue corner, from Thailand, Pinasit Kokpo Gem.
Inside the ring, shadows fall. Two fighters stand silent, call. Sweat and blood, the bell tolls. Knuckles clash, story unfolds.
And his opponent, please welcome into the red corner, from Bangkok, Thailand, Ratawat Highland Gym.
Iron fist clash under the neon light. Bloody sweat painted the canvas tonight. Voices screaming above the roar. Untamed warriors rise in the fire that flames. Global war, torn rings of throne, flesh on
Ladies and
fire.
gentlemen, this is a super middleweight contest fought over 6 by 3-minute rounds. A weight limit of 76.2 kilos. Tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing black trunks with blue trim, weighed in at 77.5, 167 centimeters in height, 24 years of age. From Bangkok in Thailand, trained at Win Stable. 8 fights, 3 wins, 5 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, Pinai Sit Kompo Jam. His opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner, weighed in at 77 kilos, 168 centimeters in height, 27 years of age. Wearing black trunks with gold trim. From Bangkok, Thailand, he's the former WBC Asia Continental Light Heavyweight Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, with 11 fights, 8 wins, 3 losses, 6 wins by KO, he's known as the Lionheart, Ratawat Highland Gym. Your referee for this event is Mr. Chulatan Takarachat. Ladies and gentlemen, let's see the action, boys.
And we are to the next fight. No time wasted. Middleweight action scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. That first fight, previous to this one, ended in the first round. Here we have Thailand taking on Thailand. Ratawat Highland Gym in the black trunks with the gold trim takes on Pinai Sit Pongpong, 1996, from Thailand, who is wearing the black short with the blue trim. Ratawat with 8 wins, 3 losses. Pinai with 3 wins, 5 losses. So here we are, about to get underway here. Thank you for joining us so far. We are halfway through this event already. And there is the bell for round number 1. So here we can see Ratawat in the southpaw position, Pinai in the classic orthodox position. Pinai already attempting a big leaping jab with the right hand as well. And the thing with Ratawat is he's very, very experienced. He takes his time when he wants to as well. So Pinai's got to be very careful he doesn't give up too much of his chin when he leaps forward with those jabs or those right hands. Calm start for both of these fighters. Southpaw against an orthodox tends to be a battle of the lead leg. So if you look at the lead leg of each opponent, they want to get that shot on the outside of their opponent's shot before they throw a big, powerful shot. That way you get more leverage and you can step in with a power shot. So both fighters tend to look at the lead legs of their opponents. Already 1 minute into round number 1 of this middleweight fight. Scheduled for 6 here at FCC Pattaya Fight Club Thailand. Brought to you, of course, by the FCC Fight Promotions and Highland Boxing Promotions. So the previous fights, we saw some absolute fireworks from the beginning. This fight a little bit more tame in comparison, very similar to the first fight we saw as well. A lot of good action, but very tame action in comparison. And, 6-round fights, the fighters realize that they want to take their time a little bit as well. They need to find the openings on their opponent. But the referee might give them a bit of a warning here and just let them know that they've got to engage in some action as well. The interesting thing about boxing is people have got to remember that it is theater as well. You're impressing the judges, you're impressing the referee, your opponent, but of course the crowd. People who paid tickets to come watch fights want to see some action. So the referee could give them a little bit of an idea that you guys need to start putting some punches together. You need to put some combinations together. And there we see it. Refereeing at its finest, exactly what he needs to do. And look, everybody was thinking it. You just want to see these fighters just try a little bit more to put something on the line. And again, this is for the people watching as well. You've got to be an entertaining fighter at the same time. So great refereeing here as always. And you can see with that jab at a 1-2 downstairs landed by Radawat. And you can just see the difference in experience here as well. Radawat holding a stronger guard, a better footwork as well. Pattaya looks a little bit off balance, and he eats a left hand in the process as well. 25 seconds to go over round number 1. Big 1-2 down the pipe landed by Radawat, and Radawat starting to find his range, starting to believe in it. Maybe taking a little bit of time to warm up, but starts to land those left hands down the middle as well. Final 10 seconds, whipping in that shovel uppercut there by Radawat. Pattaya returns with a shot of his own. And that is the end of round number 1. Interesting round so far. I mean, not much action going on, and I mean, if anything, Pattaya took the fight to his opponent more so opening the round. With that being said, Radawat ended the round, landed some cleaner shots, so you'd probably have to give that one to Radawat with just the end to that round and some of the cleaner shots being landed. But you've also got to remember these fighters are probably in the back, maybe expecting not to come out for at least another 30 minutes, and then they're being called up from the back that the other fights have already ended. You need to get yourself out here, so we'll give them a little bit of leeway for that first round to warm up, but now there's no excuses. They've got to go for it. So fighters, tend to have that first round off. They're a little bit rusty. They're still warming up, but here we are. Round number 2 about to get underway. Radawat, Highland Gym in the black trunks with a gold trim. Pattaya, Sitcom Paul, 1996 in the black shorts with the blue trim. Thailand takes on Thailand in this middleweight fight scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. This is round number 2. Big left hand landed down the middle there by Radawat. And Radawat looks a little bit busy now, looks a little bit calmer. Big left hand crunches the cheek area of Pattaya. So Pattaya starting to flirt around, starting to come forward, really trying to prove himself, but I do think the power and the footwork is going in Radawat's favor here. Pattaya is doing a lot of moving, but not a lot of damage is being landed. There you see a whipping left hook upstairs attempted, but if you don't plant your feet, unless your opponent jumps into your shot, the power really isn't going to be there. Beautiful body work being landed here by Radawat. And Radawat steps back, clinches his opponent, and both fighters break clean. Back in central ring they go. Radawat still trying to find those openings. Pattaya looks a little bit more focused there. And there we see it, the right hand downstairs, but Radawat returns with a shot of his own. Right hand downstairs to the ribcage. Referee giving a little bit of warning about the heads as well. Got to be careful dipping those heads down below the hips. Big left hand followed up by a right hook upstairs. Great combination by Radawat. Probably the best shot of the fight so far. And this is what we expect of Radawat earlier on. Really coming alive now, really putting the pace forward, starting to land these counter shots on his opponent. And Pattaya is starting to eat a lot of combinations here. He's starting to turtle up, and he throws a big whipping backhand as well, but the referee quick to give him a warning. You can't hit with your backhand as well. Beautiful shots being landed here, and he's got to have an answer. He's got to throw something back here. You can't push your opponent, but he's starting to land some big shots here. And Pattaya is probably going to throw a big hook upstairs, just keeping the ref away from him. But the referee steps in exactly what he needed to do. Great refereeing once again, stops the fight when necessary. The referee gave Pattaya the most chances anyone could, and that's exactly what he needed to do. Gave him a chance, and the referee's waiting for Pattaya to give him something to not allow him to step in, but unfortunately Pattaya just held up a guard and didn't really show like he was going to do anything different. Great refereeing fighter's safety is paramount. We're not here to see senseless violence. We're here to see boxing, and the referee plays a big part in that. I know earlier I was mentioning that the fighters need to have more action, but it's not violence, it's just boxing here. And here we are with Philip for the official announcement of this fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, winner by TKO in 1 minute 53 seconds of the second round. The winner is red corner, Ratawat Highland Gym, the Lionheart. Ladies and gentlemen, we go now to the sixth bout, a light heavyweight contest. Please welcome into the blue corner, from Bangkok, Thailand, Super Kompol.
She works all day, also finds sweat on her brow. She's on my mind. Clock strikes 10, the night is ours. We all ignite the midnight hours. Slow body sway, keep it moving all tonight. Chasing dreams, look how we rise. Eyes on fire, hypnotized. Feel the beat, 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 take control. Let it roll, 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 lose your soul. Feel the heat, heat, heat on the floor. Wanna know more, more, give me more.
His opponent in this bout, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome into the red corner, from Singapore, Kittipong Ho.
Gong bells clang, shadow box in the mirror. Dreams of the belt, vision getting clearer. Sweat hits the mad grind, never ends. Highland hustlers destined to transcend. Punching at the bag, gloves stained with fight. Round after round, battle shining bright. Footwork fierce, got the moves to evade. Knuckles full of fury, every debt repaid. Highland grind, where champions are
Ladies and
made.
gentlemen, this is a light heavyweight competition, fought over 6 by 3 minute rounds with a 79.37 limit. Tonight, fighting out of the red-blue corner, where he's wearing blue trunks with white and red trim, weighed in at 80 kilos, 169 centimeters in height. 28 years of age, from Bangkok, Thailand, trained there by Wing Boxing Sable. A fight record, 8 fights, 3 wins, 5 losses. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Kompol. His opponent this evening, fighting out of the red corner, wearing light blue trunks with white trim, 79.2 kilos, 172 centimeters in height, 27 years of age. He hails initially from Singapore, but training here in Bangkok from Highland Boxing Gym, with a fight record, 11 fights, 9 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Ladies and gentlemen, Kittipong Ho. Your third man in the ring, Mr. Mawat Dankau. Okay,
And
guys, let's have some
We
action.
are back for the next fight, and we just keep them going. Exactly what we want to see. Heavyweight fight scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. Kittipong Ho representing Thailand and Singapore in the blue trunks with the white trim, the Spartan style shorts. Look, Kittipong has always got the best boxing shorts in the game. Every fight I've ever seen him in, his short game is strong. Taking on Super 1996 from Thailand with the blue shorts. And here we are, folks, scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds. Big right hand landed upstairs already by his opponent. And Super just charges at Kittipong with the right hand. And anyone who knows Kittipong loves to flick that jab out. He just loves to keep the pace of his opponents. He likes to feint. He likes to just play around with his opponents. He's a very skillful fighter, but Super just looks very big, very, very powerful. And this is the interesting thing here. You've got to be very careful with how many free shots you give your opponent sometimes. Big 1-2 landed down the middle there by Kittipong. And Kittipong just clearly weathered that right hand storm that came at him from Super, and he's now coming alive with those 1-2 shots. And that's exactly what we're seeing. Whipping left hook landed by Kittipong in this first round. And we can see Superuk still coming alive with those big right hands upstairs. But has he given it everything already? Has he already started to punch himself out? Kiripong already aware of the range as well. He knows the range he needs to be at. Wide stance for Kiripong, and as we mentioned in the earlier fights, that wide stance tricks your opponent into believing they're closer than they actually are, which allows you to get more counter punches off, and that's exactly what we're seeing with Kiripong. But Kiripong, to me, allowing Superuk to really get too many free shots off on him right now. And the thing in boxing is, you've got to be careful. We've always been told, don't give people free shots unless you're going to counter punch here. But Kiripong just giving him a little bit. Probably not enough credit for his power. Superuk's definitely got power in his hands. He's got 3 professional wins in boxing. He's a powerful man. And we saw the shots he threw at the start of the round. So Kiripong just got to be very careful here. But again, this is Kiripong's style. Slick, stylish, the gunslinger. He just fires out these one-punch combinations. And there we see it again. Whipping left hook as well, followed up by the right hand. Gets involved in the clinch. Both fighters trying to muscle each other out. And Superuk throws a cheeky left hand involved in the clinch here. But look, if you're against someone who is more skilled than you and better than you, you've got to smother him. You've got to make it a dogfight. And I think that's what Superuk is trying to do here. But Kiripong snaps the jab right down the middle, followed up by a right hand as well. Right hand for right hand. Both fighters exchanging lever in the center of the ring. 30 seconds to go of round number 1. Kiripong pulls up his shorts, listening to the advice of his corner. Kiripong always looks very much in control, always looks very smooth inside that ring. Looks like he knows exactly what to do at every moment. But again, he likes his hands low. He likes to play around in there. There's always a chance somebody has a Hail Mary power shot. So Superuk is probably going for that. He's not going to outbox Kiripong. You're never going to outbox Kiripong. But Superuk has the right hand. That's all we can pray for. That is the end of round number 1, folks, for this light heavyweight fight scheduled for 6 3-minute rounds, where we have Kiripong representing Thailand and Singapore taking on Superuk Sitthongpol 1996, who is representing Thailand. And you know, look, I've seen Kiripong fight several times. I've followed his professional career. He boxes like this. He likes to be slick. He likes to be smooth inside the ring. He looks like he's having a good time. He likes to put his hands low and invite his customers to swing at his face. And when you invite people to swing at you, it's playing with matches. You're going to get burned sometimes. Kiripong is very aware of what's going on. I'd like to see Kiripong take less risks like that because, you know, Tommy Morrison said, in boxing, you're always one punch away from being... Kiripong's just got to be careful here. Superuk isn't going to be able to outbox Kiripong, but he can make this a dogfight. He can push the pace and just keep swinging for the fences and praying something lands. But here we are, round number 2. Kiripong in the sky blue shorts with the white. Superuk in the dark blue, just coming forward now, hammering away at Kiripong. And like we've said before, Superuk has the style of the hammer. He just wants to treat you like a nail and hammer you into the wood. But the thing is, you've got to have some good aim as well. You can't just keep hitting the plank of wood, hoping that you're going to hit the right nail. Superuk's got to set these up, but these are big combinations being led by Kiripong. Kiripong with the left hand to the right hand, going downstairs and upstairs, and this is where he comes alive. He's got his groove. The referee has seen enough, and that's a great call by the referee. Kiripong has done it once again, folks. Just outclassed his opponent. Look, credit to Superuk. Superuk started the fight with a right hand. It was a little bit of a cheesy right hand. It came out of nowhere, but he went for it. He took his chances against a more skillful boxer. But Kiripong now moves to 10 wins, 1 loss, 1 draw. Definitely a lot in the pipeline for this man. Absolute great boxer, an absolute slickster. But we're going to go to the official announcement very soon. Thank you everyone for joining us so far. I know Kiripong has got a big scoring section as well. So thank you everyone for being here and supporting your local man.
Winner by TKO in round 2 at 53 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is red corner, Kiripong Ho. you've come in and any fans you've got in Singapore, would you like to say some words to them?
To his fight, 1 week notice, the guy came in crazy. I wanted to play around, but he came in crazy, but end of the day, I got a job done. I'm gonna work on next one. Big fight, Australia.
Way to go. Australia, got my money on that one. Ladies and gentlemen, Kitty Pong Ho. Ladies and gentlemen, we now have a performance once again from the Muay Thai dancers. Ladies and gentlemen, techniques of Muay Thai. A big hand, please. Thank you.
รำร่ายไหว้ครูศิลปะการเคารพครูมวยที่สืบทอดกันมาอย่างยาวนานพลังแห่งศรัทธาต่อครูบิดามารดาและสิ่งศักดิ์สิทธิ์เพื่อคุ้มครองให้ตนปลอดภัยรับหอกโมกขสัตว์นิ่มนวลแข็งกร้าวห้าวหาญนารายณ์ขว้างจักรเกรี้ยวกราดอาจกล้าท้าทายชดช้อยดุดันอันตรายศึกตีถูกฤาษีเหินพระภูมิเอราวัณคุ้มเข้าหลังยันเอราวัณมัดเวียงควายยักษ์จับหักบวงอัยราหักคอเอราวัณเขาพระสุเมรุ านเสียงทศกัณฐ์ลิงพลิ้วพระรามเดินลงหนุมานดิวโลกาพระรามสะกดทัพหนุมานถวายแหวน
showing 15 Muay Thai techniques. We'll take a break for about 3 minutes and then we'll be back. Don't go away now. seventh bout of the evening, a cruiserweight competition. Please welcome into the blue corner, opposite Sangmong.
Isis clashing under the neon light. Bloody sweat painting the canvas tonight. Voices screaming above the roar. Untamed warriors rise in the fire that fight. Global war, door rings the throne. Flesh on fire, breaking bone. One winner under the blazing sun. Fight to death till the warriors won. Gloves hit hard like thunder in the storm. Battle cries are off to fellas.
His opponent in this cruiserweight competition. Please welcome into the red corner, from Algeria, Labrani Abdurazak.
Inside the ring, shadows fall. Two fighters stand silent call. Sweat and blood, the bell tolls. Knuckles clash, story unfolds. Battles fought inside.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a cruiserweight competition. Fought over 8 by 3-minute rounds with a weight limit, 90.7 kilos. Tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing red trunks with white trim. Weighted at 90.8 kg, 171 centimeters in height, and 22 years of age. He hails from Thailand. He's trained by Singmin Sakjik Boxing Gym with a fight record. 31 fights, 22 wins, 8 losses, 1 draw, 17 wins by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome opposite Sangmong. His opponent, ladies and gentlemen, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with black trim. He weighed at 90.5 kg, 172 centimeters in height, 28 years of age. He comes from Algeria. He's trained locally though here at FCC Boxing Gym. A fight record an impressive 7 fights, 7 wins, 5 wins by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, Lambrani Abdurazak. Your third man in the ring, Mr. Chris Sanyadek. Okay guys, I've got a feeling this is going to be a good one.
And thank you everyone for joining us after that we just witnessed. Now we're back into action, cruiserweight action. 8 3-minute rounds scheduled. Lamrani Abdurazak from Algeria with a perfect record of 7 wins takes on Abisit Singmantasak Jim from Thailand, who has had a whopping 31 fights. 31 fights, 22 wins. Lamrani in the red shorts, but the FCC logo. And Abisit also in red shorts.
Round 1.
And here we are, round number 1 underway for both of these gentlemen. Cruiserweight action, heavier action. And you can see Lamrani already starting off with a nice jab. Abisit returning with some jabs to the body already. Abisit with a lot of lateral movement. You know, cruiserweights, you know, you can tend to see the first round they move a lot, but then as soon as they can get into the later rounds, they just start hammering away at each other, and it tends to be a case of who falls first. But Lamrani with a nice jab down the middle. Abisit returns with a jab of his own to the body. Big 1-2 downstairs landed by Abisit. But you can see the height difference between these two fighters. Lamrani, definitely the much taller fighter. Looks a little bit more natural for that cruiserweight division. Abisit a little bit shorter, less natural looking for that weight, but again, he moves pretty well. You can tell the man used to box at a very lighter weight than this, the way he's moving as well. Big swing and a miss upstairs for Abisit. Lamrani holds down the fort, looks very, very calm, just looking for those openings. Jabbed upstairs and then left hook to the body landed by Lamrani. Right hand upstairs attempted, but just missed the target, and this is where Lamrani really comes alive. Landing some beautiful combinations. Abisit with his backs against the ropes and then just sways out of the way of that big chopping right hand. But here we see Lamrani once again just absolutely cleaving his way through right now at his opponent. His opponent hits the canvas, and I think that was a bit of a tactical knee for Abisit. Lamrani just absolutely cleaving his way through this opponent, cracking him to the temple. And Lamrani looking very calm, cool as a cucumber as always, but I think Abhisit has got to do something different here, otherwise it's going to be a very similar situation. I think Abhisit needed just a bit of a breather then after he took such a huge walloping from Lamrani, and there we see it again. Lamrani feinting his way in, going to the body, going upstairs, just being an absolute disaster for Abhisit to deal with. Jab for jab action for both of these fighters, less than a minute to go. Lamrani comes alive with a big flurry. Abhisit again with his back against the ropes. He's getting underneath some of these shots here. So Lamrani should really start walking that body. You know, the head moves, but the body tends to stay in a stable position. Big crunching right hand through the middle there landed. And Lamrani just holds. Central ring looks very calm. 30 seconds to go of round number 1. We are scheduled for 8, but we are already witnessing big shots being displayed here. We're already 1 knockdown. Lamrani just closing off the ring, cutting off the movement of Abhisit, getting him where he wants him, and then starts to send these big rocketing right hands. Swinging a bit for both fighters. Abhisit gets underneath these shots here, and the shots that miss tend to tire you out more, so Lamrani's got to be careful here. He doesn't just punch himself out. And that's the end of round number 1. A very, very good round there for Lamrani, already scoring that 10-8 round with that knockdown. And again, Abhisit has got good head movement. He's got good lateral movement. He knows how to move like a cruiserweight. He knows how to get out of the way, but moving just isn't enough. You've got to throw some shots with it. Lamrani biding his time, not rushing into anything. He knows his opponent is exactly where he wants him. All Lamrani does now is just bide his time, stick with a jab, keep flicking that jab out, and as soon as he gets that moment, start going to the body and then going upstairs. Because right now, Abhisit's head movement is going to tire out Lamrani, so he's got to be very careful he doesn't just punch himself out too quickly. And I think what I've just seen right now, there is a doctor, and he's been retired in his corner. Does not make it out for the second round, which is probably a very, very good idea. And look, that's one of those situations in boxing where you've got to accept that just because you're a boxer, you don't have to be a fighter. You have to accept that if you're losing the boxing match, you come back fighting another day. You come back fitter the next day. So you don't have to get in there and get absolutely hit hard for the sake of it. You don't have to be a fighter. You can just be a boxer, and that's what we're witnessing. Great decision by the corner.
The boxer retired after the beginning of round 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is Red Corner. Ladies and gentlemen, big hand please for Lamrani Abdurrazak. Lamrani from Algeria, but you're training locally. I know you've got fans here and also at home in Algeria. I'm sure you've got some words to say to them.
First of all, I thank Mr. Alishi for the chance to always support us. Without him, we're not in this record, we're not in this level. Thank you so much for everyone coming to watch us. I hope you enjoy it. And we're gonna do it more again and again. Thank you so much.
Anything you want to say in Algeria? Is it Algerian?
Yeah, Algeria. 100% Algeria. Algeria, I love you, Algeria. That's the thing.
Love you, Aussie, Aussie. We love you too, Ezra. Thank you.
She works all day, also flying sweat on her brow. She's on my mind. Clock strikes 10, the night is ours. We own the night, the midnight hours. Heads are low, body sway, keep it moving, no delay. Chasing dreams, look how we rise. Eyes on fire, hypnotized. Feel the beat, 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 take control. Let it roll, 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 lose your soul. Feel might. Feel the beat, electric flow, Bangkok heat, let it go. Ooh, yeah. Moonlight glows, the rhythm starts, dancing close with beating hearts. High above, the stars align in this groove, space and time. Bangkok nightlife, feel the sound. Up so high, we're skybound. Energy, it's in the air. Space plus love, we're everywhere. Soldier tones and neon glow, heartbeat fast, we lose control. Hands up high, we touch the skies. In this trance, our spirits rise. Bangkok nightlife, feel the sound. Up so high, we're skybound. Energy, it's in the air. Space plus love, we're everywhere. Taking hold in this place, the story's told, lost in beats, we come alive in this space, we thrive. Ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah, ooh yeah. Feel the bass, it's taking hold in this place. The story's told, lost in beats, we come alive in this space, we thrive. Bangkok nightlife, feel the sound. Up so high, we're skybound. Energy, it's in the air. Space plus love, we're everywhere.
Hit the canvas, sweat and blood. Every punch a story of the mud. Warrior hearts beating wild and free, chasing dreams just like me. Days blend nights in a brutal fight. Pain and glory in the harsh light. Every thought is built a will inside. Future champs who got no place to hide. We're champion nights in a brutal fight.
gentlemen, we go on to the 8th bout of the evening, a super lightweight contest. Welcome into the blue corner, ladies and gentlemen, from Bangkok, Thailand, Super Chani Phobai.
Inside the ring shadows fall. Two fighters stand silent call. Sweat and blood, the bell tolls. Knuckles clash, story unfolds.
And his opponent in this super lightweight contest, please welcome to the red corner, from Turkey, Edgy Alan Konna.
Isis clash under the neon lights. Bloody sweat painting the canvas tonight. Voices screaming above the roar. Untamed warriors rise in the fire that flames. Global war, the rings of bone. Flesh on fire, breaking bone. One winner under the blazing sun. Fight to death till the war
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a super lightweight contest. Fought over 8 by 3-minute rounds with a weight limit of 63.5 kilos. Tonight, fighting out of the red corner, wearing blue trunks with black trim. He weighed in at 63 kilos, 165 centimeters in height. 19 years of age from Bangkok, Thailand, with a fight record. 5 fights, 4 wins, 1 loss, 2 wins by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, Super Chuck Phobai. His opponent tonight, fighting out of the red corner, wearing red trunks with orange trim, weighed in at 63.3 kilos, 166 centimeters in height, 22 years of age, and hails from Konak in Turkey. He's trained locally here in Pattaya at FCC Fight Gym, with a lovely record of 13 fights, 13 wins, 7 wins by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, Edgy Alan Konna. Your third man in the ring, Mr. Warwolf Dunkau. Okay, guys, let's see some blood in the glove.
We are back, ladies and gentlemen, after a short break. Straight into action as usual. FCC Promotions live in Pattaya, Thailand, also brought to you by Highland Boxing Gym. This is a super lightweight fight scheduled for 8 3-minute rounds. Ege Aring Konuk from Turkey with a perfect record of 13 wins takes on Thailand's Superchot Het Chumpe Jim, who has had 5 professional fights, 4 wins and only 1 loss. Round number 1 underway here. And you can already see Ege has a huge scoring section for him. When he walked out, everyone cheering him. When his name was announced, he is a very, very popular fighter here in Pattaya, and of course, international as well. Him and his brother, absolute fabulous boxers, and with a 13-0 record. Will his go today? We're going to find out right now in the action in front of a central ring for both of these fighters. Ege with that southpaw style, single shot combinations, very, very calculated, very methodical behind everything. And there we see a crunching 1-2 right down the middle. Superchot just trying to find his target. But this is the thing with Ege. He always makes you believe you're in range. He always gives you the false sense of belief that you can hit him with a clean shot, but he's very, very calculated. He's very, very smart. There you see it, right in the pocket, getting underneath the shots, parrying the punches as well. Great right hook to the left hand there, landed by Ege. Superchot comes forward with a big right hand, just missing the target. Ege in central ring, lands a nice left hook to right hook to the body, and Superchot definitely in a situation, in a world of hurt right now, eating left hand to right hand. These body shots are absolutely devastating, and in an 8-round fight, body shots pay dividends for the later rounds. It zaps the energy away from you. Central ring for both of these gentlemen. Jab upstairs landed by Ege. Left hand down the middle as well, followed up by a lead right hook. Superchot wears it well, and Ege is starting to circle around his opponent. Left hand down the middle. Slips underneath that shot, gets to the body and steps back with a nice combination. Ege boxing beautifully, exactly as you'd expect. The slickster that is Ege Aring Konuk from Turkey. Big left hand upstairs. right hand from Super Chop, finally finding some hope in this fight. Nice right hand downstairs landed by Super Chop. But Super Chop's got to really step forward with these shots. Ege likes to lean back and then step back. If you can time it, that's where you land the shot. Allow him to duck underneath and then step forward with a shot. There it is. Super Chop has got to feint the jab, step forward with the right hand and throw more than one punch combinations. Ege is just too slick, too smart to allow you to land clean shots on him. And these big shots to the body echoing around Pattaya right now. Super Chop starting to throw some shots, starting to get his groove together. Ege with a stiff jab down the middle. 1-2 right down the middle once again. Left hand right on the chin there landed by Ege. And Ege doing exactly what he does best. Target practice, sometimes it looks like he's just so crisp, he's so clean with his shots. The man trains, I believe, 2, maybe 3 times a day sometimes. Both him and his brother are very, very hard workers. But it's the end of round number 1. We are going into a quick break and then we'll be back with round number 2. And we are about to get into round number 2 here. So Turkey takes on Thailand. Ege Kornuk in the bronze shorts takes on Super Chop from Thailand in the blue shorts with the black as well. Super lightweight action scheduled for 8 rounds. First round, I mean, you've just got to give it to Ege. That first round, absolute dominating performance. Super Chop starting to throw some jabs forward. But we've got a classic orthodox against the southpaw. So Ege in that southpaw stance. Super Chop in the classic orthodox. When he wants to throw that right hand, he needs to look for getting his left leg on the outside of Ege's. And Ege is going to do vice versa to get more power on his shots. Big left hand right down the middle landed there by Ege. Super Chop starts to return back with fire. Both fighters with heavy artillery in the center of the ring. Super Chop attempts a rear uppercut. Ege just leans back away from. Big uppercut to left hand there landed. Referee asking for these shots to be up a little bit higher, but I think they were clean. Right hook to left hand there landed again by Ege. And Ege starting to go to the body once again, but he is landing beautiful shots. That shot right on the rib cage of Super Chop. And Super Chop can't just give up too many body shots. Boxers tend to just allow their body to be hit because they believe their condition is good enough, but it just wear and tears on you over time, and eventually your legs become jelly. So Super Chop can't give too many free shots to the body here. Ege just starting to tee off, but Super Chop returns with some nice combinations of his own. Super Chop proving to everyone he's not going to allow anyone to bully him in boxing, but to me, Ege is just way too fast, way too powerful, and just a craftier boxer at this point. Super Chop has got to do something spectacular here to really beat someone like Ege. Ege cutting off the ring here, goes upstairs with a nice right hook, dips underneath some of these shots, going left hook to body, big left hand upstairs as well. Left hook follows once again. Coming forward, big shots being fired here, and Super Chop still returning heavy shots. So he's taking huge shots, but he's returning heavy shots right back of his own. Left hand upstairs, nearly rocks Super Chop there. Nearly twizzles him around as well. Left hand to the body landed by Ege. Left hand upstairs lands clean. Both fighters really putting everything on the line here, just giving it everything they've possibly got. Right hand upstairs lands. Snapping the jab out. Lands a nice right hand upstairs as well. Big jab to the left hand there, landed by Ege, and again he just gets out of dodge, gets away from the danger, lands a nice flick jab to end this round strong. Beautiful round from the man from Turkey, just absolutely outworking Superchot at this point. Superchot has had moments in this round where he starts to land combinations, he starts throwing shots, but again, Ege's shot calculation output is just way more. Ege is just outworking Superchot at this point. And here we are, folks, going into round number 3. Turkey takes on Thailand. Ege from Turkey in the bronze shorts. Superchot from Thailand in the black and blue shorts. Round 3 underway. And I've still got to give the first 2 rounds to Ege. Just absolute outclassing Superchot at this point. Referee definitely looking at this one very closely. Even though Superchot hasn't hit the canvas, it's the shots that he's being hit with and the shots he's not firing back, which is definitely going to be playing on the ref's mind at this point. Lead right hook lands there for Ege. Superchot just dancing around, goes downstairs with a nice right hook. Right hook, left hook there being landed by both fighters. Ege in the pocket, gets underneath these shots and starts circling away to his opponent's lead hand. Ege starting to push back, getting Superchot exactly where he wants him, throws a nice lead hook, but Superchot again returns with some nice shots upstairs as well. Superchot still returning punches that are just keeping the referee away from him. That's exactly what he's doing, just enough. Big 1-2 right down the middle, landed there by Ege, left hook to right hand, and you hear the crowd going wild. You see the head snapping back of Superchot. I do believe Superchot is just moments away from being stopped at this point. Every shot Ege is landing has got mean intentions. It's landing clean, it's landing hard. Big right hand sends Superchot towards the other side of the ring. Ege starting to come alive halfway through round number 3. The pieces are starting to come together. The jigsaw is starting to be solved. But will the final piece put Superchot down to the canvas? Only time will tell. Halfway coming up. Less than a minute to go of round number 3. Swing and a miss there by Superchot. And again, Superchot firing shots, but not really much intention behind him. Left to the right hand. The head being knocked left and right here. And notice how Ege is inside the pocket, landing shots, and every time Superchot tries to throw back, the shots are not getting through. The crowd are now starting to chant for Ege. They're asking him to keep fighting on, but Superchot there wobbles ever so slightly. Ege parrying these shots, pull down shot there, goes to the body once again. Left hook to right hook, swing and a miss there by Superchot. And it gets to this point now where is Superchot trying to win or is Superchot trying to survive? His corner has got to be looking at this very carefully. Is he trying to win or is he trying to survive this fight? Shots being fired right back. Superchot lands a right hand upstairs, but it is just far too few between. Even without a knockdown there, it could even be a 10-8 round. Ege absolutely piecing him up at this point.
Every scar
going into the next round here, folks. Ege Arinkonuk from Turkey in the bronze shorts takes on Superchok from Thailand in the black and blue shorts. Round number 4. So we are at the halfway mark right now. Ege, to me, has dominated the first 3 rounds. You could even argue that third round could have been a 10-8 at this point. Jab to start the action here by Ege. Halfway through the round, both fighters fully warmed up now. Both have got their groove. Both have got their timing down correctly. It's now just a case of what is Superchok's plan to try and win this fight. Big right hand down the middle. Crowd love that right hand. But to me, this is almost like a cat just playing with its food. It's just waiting for the correct opportunity, and it's doing what it wants to do, and that's just all I can see right now. I can't fathom how Superchok is going to finish someone like Ege at this point. Superchok really needs a Hail Mary right hand, left hand to right hand. Ege gets him into the corner right now. Left hand, and he tumbles to the canvas. The crowd are going wild. Superchok makes it to his feet. Wow. And the referee allows it to carry on. But at this point, Ege is stalking him like a hawk. Big left hand upstairs. The referee looking at this one very closely. Body to head shots coming through. The heart of Superchok cannot be questioned here. The man got up after a huge shot, and that is it, folks. The fight is over. Ege Arinkonuk moves to 14 wins, 0 losses. Beautiful performance. The doctors are already in the ring, seeing to Superchok at this point. Absolute beautiful performance by the man from Turkey, Mr. Ege Arinkonuk. Does it again in impressive fashion. Calculated aggression, just absolute domination nation. Beautiful fight.
To the red corner, Ege Arinkonuk.
And folks, we have got our co-main event and main event happening very soon. Our WBO Oriental Super Welterweight title fight, where we will have Italy's Darius Bocchi taking on Thailand's Chancellor, and of course our main event, our heavyweight UBO Intercontinental Weight title fight. Alessio Bisutti from Italy takes on Sompot Cesar.
Ege, another win for the famous Turkey fighting family, the Konaks. How do you feel about tonight?
I feel good. You know, I'm in there. You call me in again. And I want to say I respect my opponent. Thank you for this great fight. And thank you to my promoter, Alessio Bisutti. And I want to say today, my family is here. They came from Turkey.
So we've got Turkey here tonight, so Turkish delights everywhere.
Also my girlfriend here. And my brother, he will fight India after 2 weeks.
What about something for people back home watching via YouTube?
Just think that you support me all the time. That's it.
Okay, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Ege Arinkonuk. Ladies and gentlemen, the promoters would like to make welcome into the house Mr. Steve Scott from the OBO. Steve, take a bow. Down at the front table there, Steve Scott, ladies and gentlemen, International Boxing Organization. Welcome.
just needs to step. Never seen enough. Everyone's very happy in that ring. Casuti from Italy. Gave his opponent a perfect shot to the liver. Oh, ABS Super Lightweight Champion of the World.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Wearing the red shorts. As you can see, he is down with these punches. Go, round number two. And it's still doing a good job, and then the fight just needs to step. Never seen enough. Everyone's very happy in that ring. Casuti from Italy. Gave his opponent a perfect shot to the liver. Oh, ABS Super Lightweight Champion of the World.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, are you ready?
Wearing the red shorts. As you can see, he is down with these punches. Go, round number two. And it's still doing a good job, and then the fight just needs to step. Never seen enough. Everyone's very happy in that ring. Casuti from Italy. Gave his opponent a perfect shot to the liver. Oh, ABS Super Lightweight Champion of the World.
And the ring card girls into center ring, please. Ladies and gentlemen, it's title time. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome in to the blue corner, fighting for the WBO Oriental Super Welterweight Championship. Please welcome from Thailand, Chan Sala.
Inside the ring shadows fall, two fighters stand silent call. Sweat and blood, the bell tolls, knuckles clash, story unfolds.
about? From Italy, please welcome Dario Socce.
The boss, ma tutta a posto, ma paga per le cosa nostra. Non perché non pare che sparano, non sparano, non chiamano, a chi chiamano, a chi cazzo stavano. Hanno frate, non chiamano frate, cucine da sta carcerata. Da volta una masciata a chi, da volta una masciata a chi vada. E ci penso che dovremmo arrivare con frate, cucine, cicci. Alla finalmente non vado cucine, non giuro, mi ci sparate la sua. Ma poi tutti sti mortali in mattina.
Oh frate, che ne sai?
Me lo scusate, ma c'è stanno i malandrini criminali da bene da Milano, venite più bomba mano, che se non si è accorto bene di fare un blocco. C'è una cagata
Ladies and gentlemen, can I please have you upstanding for the Thailand national anthem? To remain upstanding for the national anthem of Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a WBO Oriental Super Welterweight Championship title. About fought over 10 by 3-minute round with a weight limit of 69.85 kilos. Please welcome into the blue corner, wearing gold trunks and black trim. He weighed in at 69.4 kilos, 174 centimeters in height, 27 years of age. He hails from Pattaya in Thailand. He's trained from Sin Manasak Boxing Stable. With a fight record, 17 fights, 12 wins, 5 losses, 8 wins by way of KO. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Chan Sonna! His opponent in this WBO Oriental Superweight Welterweight Championship title fight. Wearing black trims with yellow, he weighed in at 69.3 kilos, 180 centimeters in height, 27 years of age. He hails from Salerno in Italy. He's trained locally here in Pattaya at FC Fight Gym with a record of 27 fights, 17 wins, 8 losses, 2 draws, 7 wins by way of. He's known as the Italian Trouble. Ladies and gentlemen, Dario Socce! Your WBO supervisor for this bout is Mr. Leon Ponachillo. Your referee, Mr. Sanwan Tiwan Kun. Your judges, Mr. Sanwan Blum Kun Kuno. Mr. Surat Soy Pracha, Mr. Sompak Pansawan, your timekeeper, Madam Pon Samvani, your doctor, Dr. Jirasak Bupachaha. Fighters to center ring, please.
for the WBO Oriental Super Welterweight title fight. Final instructions from the referee.
One full step back and protect yourself.
This is title time. Let's get it on, boys.
10 rounds scheduled of action. 10 3-minute rounds. Dario Socchi from Italy in the black shorts with the white and painted trim takes on Chancellor from Thailand in the gold shorts with the black trim. Round number 1 underway. Both fighters in central ring exchanging jabs already. Nice fast start here by Dario Socchi. Now usually Dario is a little bit more calculated, takes his time a little bit more. But we see a little bit of a faster start from Dario. Beautiful stuff already, but Chancellor returned with a big shot of his own already. Central ring for both of these gentlemen. You can see Ciramon Cole watching on in the crowd, smiling at this fight as well. Definitely sporting his boy Chancellor, a very, very popular fighter here in Thailand. But we are live, Pattaya, Thailand, FCC. Putting on a great show here for everyone, but right now Dario Socchi really coming alive with some beautiful combinations. Italian trouble, and that's exactly how he's fighting. He's just giving his opponent lots of trouble to deal with. Lead left hook here, lands clean there for Dario. Jab down the middle landed by Chancellor. Chancellor looks very determined to just keep marching forward, but Dario just starting to piece him up with some great combinations. Lots of good lateral movement. Beautiful body work there being landed by Chancellor. And you can see Ciramon Cole really cheering there, but Dario starting to come alive with some more combinations right down the middle. Definitely fighters exchanging heavy lever in this fight. Big body work being landed by Chancellor. And you know, if you train at the Singh Mantasak gym or the Ciramon Cole gym, forward pressure, going to the body as early as you can. That is their game plan. That over looping hand right, definitely a classic move from that gym as well. Just throwing that right hand right like a sledgehammer. And Chancellor going down to the body. Dario allowing him to almost punch himself out. A little bit of rope-a-dope action going on. Less than a minute to go of round number 1. We are scheduled for 10 here for this super welterweight Oriental WBO title fight. Double jab down the middle there by Dario. 45 seconds to go of round number 1. Double jab with the right hand landed. But it's a lot of these shots are hitting the gloves of Chancellor, but it definitely impresses the judges as well. They like to see aggression. They like to see people taking the fight. So Dario doing a good job to stay positive on the judges' scorecards, but Chancellor with a nice double jab upstairs. Body work being landed by Dario. The uppercut's getting through the guard. Dario with a turtle shell style of a guard, just plodding forward. Dario really starting to put these combinations together. 10 seconds of round number 1. Double jab there by Dario. Right hand down to the body once again. Dario investing to the body. Now it goes. These body shots usually pay dividends for the later rounds. So thank you everyone for joining us so far for FCC Thailand Fight Club Championship live in Pattaya. Also brought to you by Highland Boxing Promotions. Right now we have the WBO Oriental Super Welterweight title fight happening right in front of us. Italy takes on Thailand. But after this one, we will have the UBO Intercontinental Heavyweight title fight where Italy's Alessio Bisuta takes on Thailand's Sompot Sisas. But right now, WBO Oriental Super Welterweight title action right in front of us.
Seconds out.
And we are going into round number 2. Dario Socchi from Italy in the black shorts takes on Chancellor from Thailand in the gold shorts. Round number 2 underway. Central ring for both of these gentlemen. Lots of movement by Dario, pivoting left and right, circling around his opponent Chancellor. Chancellor looking for the body shot, and there it is again. Left hook to the body landed by Chancellor. 10 round fights. The body shots start to really pay their dividends in the later rounds. You zap away your enemy's gas tank as soon as you can. The art of war, just take out the energy of your opponent. And you know the classic saying, work the body and the head will fall, just like Joe Frazier did to Muhammad Ali. Chancellor getting underneath, going straight to the body once again. Uppercut just missing that target. And Chancellor is willing to take a few shots on the gloves and the shoulders to really get down to the body. It's that classic of, if you're the shorter fighter, you want to get on the inside and work the body, but Chancellor is willing to take a few shots in the process. Double jab upstairs there by Chancellor. Dario keeps flicking that jab out. He's got to be careful he doesn't get lazy with the jab, otherwise Chancellor is going to time the jab. And there it is, that overhand right. You've got to be careful with a lazy jab, but here we are. Dario really coming alive with some beautiful, beautiful combinations being landed. Double jab with the right hand. Dario, lightning speed shots right down the middle. Chancellor looking for that overhand right once again. Uppercut right through the middle there, landed by Chancellor. Big whipping bazooka-like right hands to the body by Chancellor once again. Chancellor just trying to puncture the tire, as the Thais like to call it. Chop the tree down where it stands. Doing everything he can to slow down the speedier, faster, slicker fighter, which is Dario Socchi. Both fighters in central ring. Less than a minute to go of round number 2 in this UBO Oriental Super Welterweight title fight. Dario with his back against the ropes. Chancellor starting to throw shots right down the middle, finding that rear uppercut right through the guard. And Chancellor with a very similar combination output in the first round. Digging to the body with the left hooks and the right hooks, and then just sending those rear uppercuts. And beautiful right hand sends Chancellor to the canvas, wobbling backwards. A flash knockdown, as we like to call it, and Chancellor looks very, very wobbly. And he almost looks like he's just trying to come forward, but the referee allowing him to carry on. Left hook to the body, right hook, left hook there being landed. Dario Socchi knows he's got the power now to put Chancellor to the canvas. And that is the end of round 2. Did Dario allow Chancellor to survive that second round? A flash knockdown puts him to the canvas, wobbles the man. I mean, even when Chancellor got up, it didn't look like he knew where he was. He kept trying to walk towards the referee. He's supposed to go to a neutral corner. The referees allows him to count. But look, the great Ciramon Cole in the corner of Chancellor right now. Number 3, Dario Socchi from Italy in the black takes on Chancellor from Thailand in the gold. Belt on the line, 1 knockdown already in round number 2. And now it's a case of, is Dario just going to try and push the pace? Is he going to try and finish Chancellor like he nearly did in that second round? Or is Chancellor just going to stick to the same game plan? Plod forward, try and land an overhand right, try and go to the body, try and zap some energy away from the speedy fighter. You know, a faster fighter, if you take away their gas tank, it makes it very difficult for them to have any output in the fight. Beautiful combinations being landed by the Italian trouble, Mr. Dario Socchi. Big right hand to left hand to the ribcage there. But Dario seems to not be fazed by any of these body shots right now, but it's those later rounds where it really starts to pay off, going to the body. Double jab to the right hand, central ring for both of these fighters. Dario starting to get his back towards that rope, and this is where Chancellor has a chance to really put some shots together as well. Dario almost inviting Chancellor to start throwing to him his body as well, almost getting that rope going. But Dario looks like he's got Chancellor hurt. Is Chancellor going to be able to fight back? Chancellor tumbles nearly into the canvas. Body shots, and the referee dives right in, starts the count, and these body shots are really, really affecting Chan Salah. And I don't know if he's going to make it to his feet right now. He looks like he's wincing. And there we have it, folks. Dario Socchi has done it. He has put Chan Salah away. Beautiful victory by Italian trouble Dario Socchi. He is now the winner of the WBO Oriental Super Welterweight title fight. An emotional moment for this young man, finally winning this great belt in a great performance. Absolute fantastic performance there by Dario Socchi.
Ladies and gentlemen, in 1 minute, 33 seconds. Ladies and gentlemen, the winner is, to the red corner, ladies and gentlemen, Italian trouble, Dario Socchi! The WBO Oriental Super Welterweight Champion!
Sparano, vogliamo, chiamano, chi cazzo stavano, hanno fatto, chiamano, cucino da sta carcerata, da volta un'ambasciata, King, da volta ambasciata, chi vada, e ci pensi che sta roba di alla fine a me che non fate cucino, mi ci sparate da solo, ma poi tutti sti mortali in team.
Oh, frate, che ne sai?
Ah, me lo scusate, ma ci stanno i mamantini criminali, da bene da Milano, venite qui bomba a mano, da sinistra si è accorto bene, mi frate in un blocco. C'è una cagata su, si sa,
There you have it, the beautiful bell belonging to Dario Socchi. Absolute great performance. Really just invested into that body, a faster version of Dario Socchi. Usually takes his time, builds up over time, builds the momentum. But in this fight, I feel like he just took the fight to Chan Salah, did not allow himself to be overpowered, just kept taking it forward.
Ladies and gentlemen, Italian trouble, Dario Socchi! Dario, all the people back home in Savannah are very happy tonight.
For me, my last fight here in Thailand, it was a great experience. I want to thank Mr. Pizzuti for the chance. Listen, let me say something in Italian. Una cosa in italiano. In 6 mesi ho fatto 3 match, ho litigato con tutti, non ho neanche l'allenatore. Sono qua praticamente da solo. Perché il mio avversario sono io sono il mio avversario più duro. E voglio salutare i miei nipoti che mi stanno guardando, la mia nipotina Nadia, Walter, Diego e Cino. Molto povero mai sano. Mio figlio Lorenzo, that is far. I love him, I love him di mamma. Ho portato la tua moto, ho portato fortuna.
Prego, grazie. And I know I've got some friends in Australia. Griffith will be very happy tonight, an Italian brother and got the win. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, a big hand for the WBO Oriental Super Welterweight Champion, Italian trouble, Dario Socchi!
Ma tutta a posto, ma paga proprio le cose nostre. Non perché mi pare che sparano, poi non sparano, poi chiamano, chi cazzo stavano, hanno fatto, chiamano frate, cucino che sta carcerata, da volta un'ambasciata, chi da volta ambasciata, chi è attivata, e ci penso che sta roba di alla fine a me che tu fate cucino e ci sparate da solo, ma poi tutti sti mortali in team.
Oh, frate, che ne sai?
Ah, me lo scusate, ma ci stanno i mamantini criminali, da bene da Milano, venite qui bomba a mano, da sinistra si è accorto bene, mi frate in un blocco. C'è una cagata su, si sa.
She works all day, also finds sweat on her brow. She's so mad. Clock strikes 10, the night is ours. We all in like the midnight hours. Head so low, body sway, keep it moving, no delay. Chasing dreams, look how we rise. Eyes on fire, hypnotized. Feel the beat, take control. Let it roll, 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 it's a song.
Santi, Mr. Supanat, Dr. Jurasek Bubachar. The ring card goes. Mr. Chris Sanyadek is already here. And Mr. Darwin. Ladies and gentlemen, we're ready for the main event of the evening. This is the UBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship title. Please welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into the blue corner, from Antong in Thailand, Sanford Sisa. Ladies and gentlemen, for this UBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship title, from Milano, Veneta, Italy, please welcome the Hammer, Alessio Bazzute.
Dumbbells clang, shadow box in the mirror. Dreams of the belt, vision getting clearer. Sweat hits the mad grind, never ends. Highland hustlers destined to transcend. Punching at the bag, glove stained with fight. Round after round, battle shining bright. Footwork fierce, got the moves to evade. Knuckles full of fury, every day repaid.
Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you all to be outstanding for the Thailand national anthem. Ladies and gentlemen, I ask you to remain upstanding for the national anthem of Italy. Ladies and gentlemen, the time has come. This is the UBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship title. Fought over 10 by 3-minute rounds with an open limit. Tonight, fighting out of the blue corner, wearing white trunks with red trim. He weighed in at 102 kilos, 168 centimeters in height. He's 34 years of age. He hails from an Anton title. He's trained there at Seiton Boxing Stable. He has a fight record. 23 fights, 14 with 8 losses, 1 draw, 8 wins by way of KO. He is, ladies and gentlemen, Sampat Sisa! His opponent in this UBO International Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship title is wearing olive green trunks. He weighed in at 107 kilos, 185 centimeters in height, 47 years of age. He hails from Mirato Veneto in Italy. He's trained here at FCC Fight Gym Pattaya with an incredible record. 12 fights, 11 wins, 1 loss, 10 wins by way of KO. Now I hope you're sitting down. He has achieved the WBA Asia Heavyweight Championship, the WBC Asia Continental Bridgeweight title, the ABF and PAT Heavyweight Champion title, the WBC Asia Silver Bridgeweight Championship title, the WBO Oriental Heavyweight Championship title, and the current UBO Intercontinental Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, he is the Hammer, Alessio Pattayaya. Your UBO supervisor is Mr. Carlos Costa. Your referee for this event is Mr. Chris Sandiek. Your judges, Mr. Warwolf Dunkau, Mr. Chultan Takachat, and Madam Dong Song Mai. Your doctor, Jirasak Bubucha. Ladies and gentlemen, fighters to center ring, please.
Okay, folks, here we are for the final fight of this event. Let's get the final instructions from our referee.
The time has come, ladies and gentlemen. This is what you've been waiting for. It's the title!
And here we are, the UBO Intercontinental Heavyweight title fight. Alessio Bisutti from Italy in the olive green shorts takes on Sompat Sisa from Thailand in the white shorts with a red trim, and a very fast start from Alessio Bisutti with a right hand to the body, followed up by that jab right down the middle. But we can see already Sompat Sisa really coming alive with some big shots. Both fighters centering a very fast start from both of these gentlemen in this heavyweight title fight. Big body shots being landed here by Sompat. A lot of the shots being deflected by Alessio. And Alessio, the Hammer Bisutti, a fan favorite here in Pattaya, of course. Beautiful bodywork here by Sompat so far, but a great return by Alessio Bisutti right down to the body of Sompat Sisa, and that right hand digging right in under the ribs of Sompat. Nice jab right down the middle. Jab to the right hand to the body by Alessio. And Alessio with that same combination. And if it isn't broke, you don't need to fix it. Great shots being landed here so far. Great uppercut landed by Alessio right down the middle. And it's starting to wobble and he tumbles to the canvas. Sompat Sisa tumbles to the canvas after a big right hand being landed. Alessio looks ready. He looks fresh. Sompat Sisa makes the count. Back into the action to go. The Hammer comes alive with big shots, trying to overwhelm Sompat Sisa. Sompat Sisa has got to weather this storm. He's in stormy seas right now, and Alessio puts him to the canvas one more time. And Alessio has put down the younger Sompat Sisa to the canvas, and it's all over for Alessio Bisutti has done it in the first round. A beautiful performance from Alessio, the Hammer Bisutti. From Italy, he moves to 12 wins. What a performance, what a redemption story. His previous fight, a controversial loss on behalf of Alessio, but the redemption story is coming back. Alessio, the Hammer Bisutti, has dominated Sompat Sisa in the first round.
In 1 minute 35 seconds in round 1, a winner by TKO is the red corner, Alessio, the Hammer Bisutti. And take it in hand for his Pattaya.
Here we have it, folks. Alessio Bisutti is the UBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion.
UBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the Hammer, Alessio Bisutti.
He weathered the early storm. Sunpot Caesar put the pressure on his beautiful body shots being landed. Alessio knew it was just time that he needed. The timing of Alessio was exactly what he needed to do. Fantastic timing. Went to the body early, dug down, and eventually finished. Sunpot Caesar put it into the canvas. Not once, but twice. And the second time, Sunpot Caesar couldn't make it through speed. That is all she wrote, folks. Alessio Bisutti has done it. And again, the redemption story is back. Family man, Alessio Bisutti, proving to everyone out there, you put your mind to it, it is possible. The man has absolutely dominated the first round against Sunpot Caesar. Great performance. Thank you everyone for joining us here. Fight Club Championship, FCC Pattaya. And we will be back sometime again this year, 2025. We'll be back for another one. Thank you for tuning in. We will see you at the next one. So pick it up.
You've got to come in, you've got to listen to your dad. Alessio, you came in like Raging Bull tonight. That's it, you've now got the belt, you've got that title, and that's the main thing. Take the mouth guard out, it's better.
Yeah, sorry, no, as I told you, I good night.
You've got an incredible array of belts. I don't know anyone who's won as many titles. Oh, fantastic. Is that June 7th? Ladies and gentlemen, you heard that. June 7th, world title, Alessio Bisutti. How about something entertaining, mate? I've got friends in Griffith in Australia who are barracking for you, so you've got to say something to back to Griffith in Australia. Yeah, Griffith, many Italians there, many paisans.
Yeah, but French speaking and all that.
Oh, mamma mia, mamma mia, they're Italiano, paisano.
I had last time we did a really big match, big problem, and
that's the past. Now we're thinking of now and the future.
Yeah, we will think about it.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big hand once again, please, ladies and gentlemen. The new UBO Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion, the Hammer, Alessio Bisutti. This has been FCC 11. We thank you very much, and we look forward to you coming back next month, 2 months' time, June the 7th, for FCC 12 and a world title event featuring Alessio fighting for that title. Good night, thank you very much. I'm Philip Blair. On behalf of the promoters, good night, keep happy, box on.